Right, so I'm trying to find a way to make these intros a bit more interesting. And I thought instead of just telling you a little bit about the book that I'm going to talk about in today's video, I'm going to try and perform All Stars in ×2 speed. Here we go. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and it don't stop coming. Fed through the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense to live for fun. Your brain gets small but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the best streets? You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow. Glow. Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get show on, get paid. Now all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place, and this air gets colder. Bun it up now, wait till you get older. With a medium man base to differ, judging by the hole in the satellite picture. Yes, we skate, it's getting pretty thin. One's getting warm, so we might as well swim. World's on fire, how about yours? That's the way I like it, and I'll never get bored. Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get a show on, get paid. Now all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Somebody once asked could I spare some change for gas. I need to get myself away from this place. I said, yep, what a concept. I could use a little fuel myself and we could all use a little change. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed through the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets tough. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the best streets? You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow, glow. Hey now, you're an all-star, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get a show on, get paid. Now all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Now all that glitters is gold, and the shooting stars break the mold. Wolverine Origin is possibly the best book in the entire lineup. It's so good. Everything about this book is perfect. The pacing, the story itself, how it delves into the backstory of Logan, of Wolverine, without it actually focusing on Wolverine as the point of view character. The point of view character is a girl named Rose, who kind of is taken to this prestigious house, prestigious household, which is kind of owned by the Howlett family, and they have a small child called James Howlett, and they also have these groundskeepers who are a part of the Logan family, and the Logan family are kind of lower class. They're less well off than the Howlett family. And this small boy called James Howlett, he's often ill, he's often sick, but he has this pet puppy, which, you know, is kind of this thing that gives him hope, and that gives him, like, brightness and warmth, kind of. And the youngest Logan, the youngest member of the Logan family, befriends this girl called Rose and James Howlett, and they end up forming a friendship up until the youngest Logan boy, who they not so affectionately called Dog, he decides to slit the throat of James Howlett's puppy and throw it into the river. This almost gets him and his father killed, and so in revenge of this, the elder Logan decides to infiltrate the Howlett household and try and kill the eldest Howlett. Not the eldest Howlett, the actual like owner of the house. Ends up being the younger Logan. It ends up being Dog, who kills the owner of the House of Howlett. But in a fit of rage, James Howlett pops bone claws and kills Dog's father. Of course, everyone's seeing that James Howlett is a mutant. Rose and James have to board a train to much further away in Canada. They go to this logging area, this logging like mine area, and befriend this guy called Smitty, who he has this kind of catchphrase where he just calls everyone bub, and when he asks for James Howlett's name, he can barely speak. He's so shocked of the events that have transpired that Rose has to chime in and say his name's Logan. For the longest time, Logan, which he's now like fully adopted that name, is so weak and so frail he can barely carry any rocks on him. He's dragging the whole camp down up until this like big fat oaf called Cookie just keeps wailing on Logan. He keeps like berating him and almost kills him at one point until Smitty gets involved. Logan then decides that this camp isn't for him, so he retreats into the woods, where he gets attacked by wolves, and then in the next like panel we see he's like hunting with the wolves, and he's like one of their own, and it cuts to a few years later where he's like one of the best miners and one of the best like workers in this camp, and he's being told to be on dynamite duty because basically no one else has got 2 brain cells to work a stick of dynamite. So he goes into this cave, and he's pretty good at working on dynamite. Till Cookie decides, oh, you know what would be a good idea? Why don't I like chop the fuses so that they go off quicker whilst Logan's down there, so it will kill him and all of the people working there, and Logan will be to blame. Logan obviously survives this, and he manages to save this small child, this small boy. Smitty then is like, I don't care what you are. I don't want to know what you are. All I know is that you're a good man and that you've saved lives. I don't care what you are. It's obvious that you are different, but I don't care. So we then have we then see back at the Howlett household, the grandfather, James Howlett's grandfather, is basically like He's made a terrible mistake. He's let loose this monster, this animal, and he calls in Dog, who's still alive, has these scars on his face, and he's like beefed up. He's like super buff, and he's like, go and find him and kill him. And so there's these fights going on, and Logan finds out that Smitty and Rose are about to like sail off on their own like romantic adventure, and Logan is obviously distraught at this because he was in love with Rose, and he thought that they were going to be together, and it ends up being, and these fights are going on, this cage match is going on. It ends up being Smitty versus Logan. Logan like throws the fight. He's like, hit me and make it look good, so that Smitty can win the money and go. But instead, when they're leaving the actual fighting cabin, Dog's there, and he's basically ready to kill Logan. Logan is like, of course Logan gets the upper hand and like is about to kill him. Rose rushes in, and instead of impaling Dog, he impales Rose and kills her. So Logan runs into the forest completely naked. Smitty is like calling out for him, and that's how the book ends. Well, that's not how the book ends, actually. The book ends, throughout the entire book, Rose has been writing a diary for Logan to read, which will recount the entire events of what has happened since Rose went to the Howlett household to the point when Logan became full Wolverine. And Smitty, or Cookie, finds the book and just throws it into the fire, and that's the end of the book. The origin story of Logan and Wolverine is an extremely heartbreaking one. It's really well portrayed, and it's really good. And Andy Kubert is the only artist that could, like, pages like this, and like it's just, the whole book is just beautifully done. Like, it's just a spectacle to behold. And the book is slow. Like, of course it's going to be slow, but it does punch when it needs to punch, and it does stay back when it needs to stay back. It is so... The pacing is really perfect in this book. Not too much is happening at once, and there's not a lot of time where you just sit back, and when it is just sitting back, it feels like every moment of sitting back leads to something else. And the moments where it is slow, it's giving you important information that's going to be key to going forward. It's not the point where there's a lot of exposition. There is barely any exposition in this. Everything is kind of explaining what's going on at that point, and it's showing as well as telling. And it's not the kind of story that needs all this big, like, bombastic action. It really is a very down-to-earth story, and it's perfect. And Wolverine Origin gets a 10 out of 10 anyway. It just does. It gets a 10 out of 10. It's the highest rated book of the entire collection thus far. It is probably my favourite book of the entire collection thus far. It's so damn good, and I would implore anyone who is a fan of Wolverine, who is a fan of Marvel Comics, who is a fan of just comics in general, I would implore you to read this, because it is perfection in comic book form. It's so bloody good. That is going to be the end of this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Please make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. For some reason you get an option of 3. Hit the top one where you get notified of all things. I don't know why you would want any of the other options. And yeah, leave a comment in the comments below, because of course I do the comment reading videos every month. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.